This thing right here is sick. What's up guys, welcome to another video containing ANTEC product, and you've seen this on Computex boot tour that I did, and my god, this is insane. We're talking here about the ANTEC Core HS, their first handheld, which was definitely a shocker when I saw it at Computex suit, which was also amazing, but you remember that. And the thing is about this thing right here is, I mean, it's packed. It's really packed. You have outstanding specs. You have everything. Everything. This is so cool. And I'm not saying this because it's here for review, right? Check this out, what you get inside these. Oh, this is the complete package, what you get for the price. So you get, this is a carrying case. You get a docking station, which is also outstanding. We'll get to that part. And taking everything into consideration what I tested out, this video is going to be long, so bear with me. We have a screen protector here that you also get. Plus, in addition to everything, you get these joystick caps or thumbsticks, which have different shapes and sizes. So all of this in one, well, not in one package, because the Core HS comes in this box right here, and it looks outstanding. Altogether, everything, when you open the box, it really gives you a premium feel while unboxing everything, and you'll see that. But oh my god. So let's start with the specs, which are the most important thing right here, and then we're gonna deep dive into Core HS software and everything that it has, because this combination, I'm really enjoying it, and I already played games on Steam, so this is something out of this world. But before we go any further, you have a keyboard. You can flip the screen by, I don't know the actual percentage, but we'll get to that part later on. You have loads of buttons, loads of possibilities. You have even a slot here for micro SD. You have Type-C connection right above it. It's really easy to flip back the screen. You have additional Type-C connection right here. You have a possibility to adjust the volume here at the back, which is great. Power on button, or is it a sleep button? I think that could be adjusted. But since we're having Windows 11 Home installed as the main OS here, you can just simply go to your start menu and shut it down just like that. So let's start with the specs first. We're having a 6-inch 1080p high brightness wide color gamut IPS floating screen. We have adjustable screen angle, which I already mentioned, but you have a possibility to adjust it by 10 degrees, which is outstanding. 368 ppi, 400 nits, 120% sRGB color gamut, 100% sRGB color gamut coverage, and 85% DCI-P3. For the CPU, we have AMD Ryzen 7 7840U. You have two possibilities when we're talking about RAM and storage. So you have 16 gigs with 512 gigs of SSD, and you have 32 gigs plus 2 terabytes of SSD, which is the model that I have right here. Plus, you can upgrade your SSD to 4 terabytes, but it has to be single-sided, which again, it's outstanding. Now, when we go to the memory, you have LPDDR5X, which go up to 7500 megahertz, which will be possible to clock them to that speed. Currently, I think it's working at 6800 megahertz. But with the, I think, BIOS upgrade or something like that, I'm not quite sure, I read it a bit. It says that currently it's working at 68. It will be possible to push it up to 7500. Outstanding. Then we go further, and we have M.2 2280, so standard size PCIe Gen 4 SSD, a new 3+2 triple copper tube cooling system. Maximum TDP is 28 watts. It comes in black and white, and I think I saw, if I'm not mistaken, and I did mention that in the Computex boot coverage, that there is a pink version, but I'm not quite sure if that will be regional or something like that. It might be. Currently there's only black and white, and that's still all right. When we're talking about the keyboard, we have QWERTY full keyboard, FN function keys, and supports RGB lighting effects. I mean, come on, where does this stop? You have a master controller, you have a Hall sensing joystick, linear Hall triggers, X-axis linear motor, 6-axis gyroscope, two full function USB 4 Type-C, so one at the bottom and one at the top. You have one SD 7.0 TF card slot, which has read speeds up to 700 megabytes per second. And of course, the actual read speeds depend on the TF card. Power button integrated with a fingerprint recognition. This is outstanding. Battery is 12,000 milliampere hours or 46.2 watts per hour. And the size 226 times 90 times 28.5 millimeters, 37.5 millimeters at controller. So yeah, the weight is about 650 grams. It has Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2, and the software management. Now this is cool. You have a dedicated button for this. Is Space 2, Windows 11 64-bit Home Edition. So ANTEC went into collaboration with Neo and they created this outstanding handheld, I do have to say. So when we take into consideration the price, what I managed to search and find out, it's around 700 euros. Now, taking into consideration that this particular model is 2 terabytes, 32 gigs of DDR5, you have all of this, so docking station, you have the carrying case, you have these parts right here. The docking station is outstanding, and I'll tell you why. I'll get to that the price part later on. But we have USB Type-C, we have two USB Type-A, you have a Thunderbolt right here to connect PD charging and all the other stuff, connecting monitors, stuff like that. HDMI, full size, RJ45 for your Ethernet port, and here on the side you have micro SD and SD card reader. On front you have some sort of indication and Type-C connection to put it here and to charge it directly. So what you can do with this, you can simply use your handheld, connect at the back everything that you need, including a monitor, and you have a small PC portable on the go. So if you pair it up with, for instance, a UPerfect monitor that you already seen a couple of reviews, let's turn it on, you have a quite outstanding PC around. Well, you can game on it, you can do stuff with it. The only thing I'm quite curious is if you're possible to render out a video from DaVinci Resolve, and that would be outstanding. So that's the next thing that I'm trying to find out, and I will test that. And when I do that, I will leave a comment below, pin it just for you guys to know, because this is outstanding. This is a handheld that can easily replace a laptop to carry it around, and the only thing that you need for work is just a bigger screen. And you don't need a bigger screen in terms of having it something like extreme 24/7 inch. You could go simply with something like, as I stated, UPerfect 15, 16, 17, but that's totally irrelevant. So when you turn it on, as you can see, the joysticks here light up blue. When you're charging it, it lights up red. The complete charge, and I think I placed it at 36%. The full charge went up to, I think, hour and a half with direct wall plug. It's simple as this. I mean, it's a complete full-grown Windows installation here. Now, the best thing, you have a dedicated button here for what's it called, Space. You press it, and then let's start from the beginning. So you have performance options. You can choose. You have the indications what buttons to use. So you can switch from saving power, balance, and extreme. You have the TDP count. You have also CPU temperature, GPU temperature, and fan speed. There's a possibility to limit TDP. You have a smart TDP as well. Then you have performance overlay, which gives you an option to check out. Let me show you. Gives you an option to adjust the overlay. And this is outstanding. You have full horizontal with loads of details. You have slim version and you have a vertical possibility. Then you have FPS standard RTSS format, simple, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. This is it. Basically, you can do really wonders with this one. Fan configuration, smart or auto. You can mute it, balance, max, custom, or 100%. And RPM mode, ladder or linear. Now, when you go to the next one, handheld options, adjusting the brightness, volume, keyboard RGB enabled. For mode, you can go with Chrome or Gradient. You have airplane mode, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mute, and you can download with screen off. This is an option as well. Now, next up, we have the controller. And when I mentioned the controller, we're talking about vibrations. So you have low, medium, high, or off completely. Analog trigger, you can adjust the sensitivity of each individual LT or RT. Then you have the possibility to adjust the joystick, also sensitivity adjustable left and right. There is a possibility to turn on or off the dead zone. You have gyro and you can adjust it. You have RGB mode, monochrome breathing, RGB breathing. Let's see. So the joysticks light up, but even the keyboard lights up in RGB. This is insane. Let's go back. Let's put it in default. I'm not going to. You can even adjust the brightness of the RGB lights. And then we have disable controller possibility as well. Now you have quick assistant, Windows, close game, OSK, mute, and you can even add more. And then for the final settings, the system, check for updates, system settings, task manager, device manager, control panel, file manager, Windows system, display set. I mean, this is insane. This is insane. This application really fulfills this Windows device because, after all, we are having a Windows operational system in the background. Now, you can check the FPS, you can check the CPU load with the overlay, you can check the wattages, the TDP. Then for the thermals, the same thing goes for the GPU, RAM consumption, fan speed, charge rate, electricity percent. So this gives you really insane options. Now, gaming, I played a couple of games, of course, and went with Need for Speed Heat, Witcher 3, Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and Miles Morales Spider-Man. Now, the only game that actually stuttered, and this was, I don't know, for some strange reason, was Need for Speed Heat. When you take into consideration that Witcher 3 had that next-gen upgrade, and when you take into consideration that Miles Morales Spider-Man is actually a really intensive game, not as intensive as some others that aren't optimized, but it didn't stutter. So Spider-Man was running at 32 FPS, something around that, which, believe me, it's not a problem. And I haven't seen any issues with it. The only problem when I think about the actual handheld is that I'm not used of gaming as such. I'm used to gaming on a keyboard and a mouse, which is also possible to solve if you just place it on your docking station, grab a mouse and a keyboard, connect it, and game as such. This is also an option. So insane. So let's check out further. So the possibility for the screen is to flip it up or lower it down and push it backwards. That's it. The only thing that I find it a bit not distracting, but if you flip it up and then you see these springs at the back, right? So this might be, I don't know if this is possible to make it look nicer. Regardless of that, and here we have the fan cooling down the system, and I think I noticed that Spider-Man, it was running around 69 degrees, which, to be honest, you don't feel it heating up in terms of like a regular laptop heating up and burning up your hands and similar stuff like that. You really don't have to worry, because when we access that stage of burning up your hands, that's around 95 to 105 degrees in a laptop. So you know what I'm talking about. The exhaust is right here. I already mentioned they have a specific cooling design just for this one. The Thunderbolt here is right next to the cooling part. And then we have indication lights, two buttons to adjust the volume directly. We have this power on or reset button or whatever you adjust it in your Windows system. Plus it has a fingerprint reader, LCRC, LTRT, and all LB and RB buttons on top. There's nothing around except at the bottom we have another Type-C connection and micro SD card. Now, how to open it? Honestly, I haven't even checked that part, and I'm not even going to do that now, but you have a possibility to upgrade it to 4 terabytes. This is outstanding. You have some additional buttons here, apart from two joysticks, XY, A, and B buttons, which are also functional in the Windows operational system. You have a possibility to move the mouse with the joystick. This is outstanding, and it's a touchscreen, so you really don't have to worry about anything. Then we have these four buttons, which are mainly have better usage when we're talking about the actual gaming and when you access the applications and stuff like that, right? But full grown Windows, I mean, this is just brilliant. This is something, the joystick caps are something that you either prefer or you don't. It's all up to you to decide if you need these or whatever. And then you have the adapters. They all come in box already. So you don't have to worry about anything. Because honestly, when I was unboxing it, I saw this and I said, oh my God, now I have to buy an adapter. No, you just put it backwards and connect it here. PD connection right here, charges up to maximum 65 watts. And you get the Type C cable to connect that. Then we go with the Ioneo multi-station, and this thing is quite cool because, as I already mentioned, it fits quite nicely with the black version. It comes with loads of ports at the back, just enough. You don't need anything more than that. And the cool thing is, in this box, you also get Type C to Type A connections. So if you want to connect something directly to your device, or you just want to extend something on the docking station, you can just simply do that because those are adapters and they have a pass-through quite nicely and it works perfectly fine. Then the box, the cover that you use, you have additional hinge here that you could, I don't know, place it as a cover up, and this part covers up the screen quite nicely. It's really hard actually, so you have double layer of protection while carrying it. This is some sort of a hard cover that goes directly on the screen, plus this is really that's it. Additional holes here for the joysticks, buttons, and everything else. And this is another part here that kind of holds, keeps the device safe. So a small pocket for, I don't know, SD cards, micro SD cards, and stuff like that. And that's it. Unfortunately, you can't place a docking station here. But honestly, this is just mainly to protect the device, which is the most important thing, right? Of course, we have the screen protector. So taking into consideration 700 euros, right? All of these parts right here, so the screen protector, the docking station, the carrying case, and the joystick caps are around 160 euros if you buy them individually. But if you go now, or I don't know what the promotion period is, but the promotion bundle covers everything up in 700 euros. So if you remove all of this, we go to the part where the Core HS is around 640 euros. When you take into consideration that 2 terabytes Gen 4 SSD is around, let's say, 150 euros, right? We're down at 490. And then we go with 32 gigs of DDR5, which go really high with the clock speeds. I would say 150 again. Okay, let's put it 150. And then we are around 340 euros. And I'm not even mentioning everything here that this handheld has, right? So, bare bone, if you take everything out of the configuration, SSD, RAM, I'm not even going into the processor part, you're paying 340 euros. I mean, this is a bit stupid conclusion, right? But I'm trying to break down the price because 700 euros for some, it might be too much. But you're getting a Windows 11 Home Edition, which also costs around 80 euros. You're getting 2 terabytes of SSD, 32 gigs of DDR5. You're getting an outstanding platform that you could game without any problems because the processor is quite good. And the only thing that I'm quite curious is about the render time. And I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to check that out because this thing is, I'm fascinated. And it's really small, especially with this one. And what to say? I'm shocked positively. I'm surprised positively that ANTEC went and released this. It's really approachable. The thing where you actually place it inside your, let me just see, in your hand, everything is right there. And even if you want to use the touch screen in this configuration, you can. The only thing that you need to do is push your hands, fingers, thumbs a bit closer if you really want to use the touch screen. The keyboard is also good, but we're going back to the, I don't know what those Nokias were called, that you can flip them and then you get loads of, you get a full-size keyboard. But this is almost like, well, not like the almost same thing, but regardless of that, the keyboard is nicely spaced out, and you can easily type here, not like on a keyboard, don't get me wrong, because you actually have to press it a bit harder. There is a bit of a tactile feel, let's put it this way. It's not a mechanical keyboard, don't get me wrong, but you do have to press it a bit harder, even harder than on these buttons, because these are for gaming and this is something to type on. I mean, there's loads of stuff to talk about Core HS, and in global, I'm really fascinated by it. Really good device, really outstanding device, especially because first we're having Windows where you could actually install whatever you wish. Secondly, a dedicated application, the AS Space, which gives you an option to modify and to go into loads of details regarding the RGB keyboard, the RGB joysticks, adjusting the vibrations, adjusting the sensitivity of triggers. I mean, if you have any questions, guys, leave them in the description, because this is something that I'm gonna use a lot. This is something that is going to be insane, and I'm really enjoying this one. So guys, if you have additional questions or something else, just leave a comment below. I'll try to answer it as soon as possible, giving you the most information that I can. And hopefully this will be something that we will eventually through sometime see a Gen 2, because I'm quite fascinated by it. Not Gen 2 because there's something missing here, but something that isn't one-off product, right? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. In like 1 year or 2 years, they will create an upgrade with more RAMs, more SSD, better, stronger processor when, of course, the new ones arrive, and stuff like that, right? So, future, future time. Really like it. ANTEC Core HS, big thumbs up. PC Crazy approved badge, PC Crazy Hall of Fame badge. This definitely deserves it, because, well, you heard everything, so I don't even have to go any further than that. The link is in the description. Don't forget to sub, like, and hit the notification bell. And as I stated, leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment what game would you play on this, and leave a comment if you have any additional questions, because I will definitely try to give you as much information about this, because I really, really enjoy this product. Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry for the, how can I say it, so much euphoria on this product, but I haven't been thrilled about a product lately for quite some time, and this is something that changed the whole perception of products, reviews, unboxing, and everything else. I know you have a Steam Deck, I know you have Rogue Ally or whatever it's called, I don't even care. Then what we have, yeah, I mean, whatever. This thing is outstanding. Guys, check it out. See you next time. Bye bye.